Hello, Aries. Welcome to your January soul session and whatnot, or whatever. We're going to go ahead and jump into you guys' cards to see what's going on for you all in the month of January. Welcome to 2024. We're going to start out with an overall theme as well as a challenge. And then we're going to get into your specific situation. Okay. So coming into the month, oh my gosh, my lighting. I'm gonna fix this one day. Oh my God. I do this every time and I don't know why I'm persistent. We have the Three of Pentacles in the reverse as you guys overall energy for the month. So what it's looking like for me, Aries, is in the month of January, or at least, coming into it, but a theme that's going to follow you guys throughout the course of the month is more or less you guys being kind of on solo dolo time. What I feel from this more or less is it's something you guys are working on. Do I want to take both of these? God, there's like three of them. Do we really want to have 3 challenge cards, child? Whatever, let's go with it. Anywho, what it's looking like for me, Aries, is that in this particular month, you guys are okay. In comes my guides. I don't know. I'm not supposed to know where this fits in. I'm not an Aries. The word I just heard, and I'll get back to what I was about to say. I just heard very loudly sacrifice. It was like sacrifice. I don't know. But what I was saying was it's more or less like a solo dolo kind of energy. And what I feel in particular is you guys are working on something, but I do feel it's something that would help you if you allowed other people to help you. But it's more or less feeling that what it is that you're working on it's almost having the perception that you have to do it by yourself. I don't know where sacrifice fits into that. I mean, unless it's like a sense of personal responsibility. Okay, that makes sense. If it's a sense like, okay, well, let me just say what it is that I'm gathering from this. What that would sound like for me, Aries, speaking energetic theme wise, this month there's something that's top of mind, that's front and center for you guys, right? But I feel it's more or less of a mentality that you guys have where you feel as if this is something that you have to take care of by yourself. Now, and that within itself can be a sacrifice. But what I'm also feeling with that, to kind of categorize it as a sacrifice, it more or less is you putting more pressure on yourself that really isn't necessary. So it's kind of a mentality of whatever it is that you guys are dealing with this month, it's feeling as if I have to handle this on my own and I shouldn't have help. So it's almost like I have to take this burden on by myself. But I feel, that's not, and I can relate to this personally because my son, he's a teenager. He's an Aries, and I hear him say things like this a lot of times because there could be something that he like struggled with, and he'll tell me past tense, like, "Oh yeah, I was totally stressing about this," and I'm just like, "Why didn't you ask for help?" And he's like, "Because I needed to handle it myself," and I'm like, "You're a kid, like you did not have to do that." You know what I mean? So that's a way of being I see for you all, very independent people and things of the sort. But I do feel with this Aries, it's more or less like not necessarily a good sacrifice because I feel like you're taking on a lot more than you really have to. But I feel it's some sort of a belief that's saying that you have to do it by yourself when you actually don't. Now, your challenge card is 3 cards that were poking out of my deck. We're going to have fun trying to show these. First card we have is the 7 of Wands. Okay. The second is the Ace of Wands in the reverse, and the third is the Empress. Okie dokie, lemon chokey. Oh, I already see where this is going. Hopefully, y'all are going to be able to see that. Probably not because my lighting. Okay, well, somebody loves me on the tech side. Okay, so with this 7 of Wands, Aries, the challenge here is more or less to. This is gonna sound so silly. The challenge here is for you guys to see the softer side of life, like the whole soft life era thing, to see the softer side of life, to see the feminine side of life, whether you're male or female. Because what it is that I'm seeing here with this Seven of Wands, as well as with this Ace of Wands in the reverse, once again, it's feeling as if you guys are standing alone, right? Almost like everything is against you, right? And you're fighting for this new beginning, right? And that's probably why that you guys are working so hard and potentially sacrificing, because I feel it's almost like you guys thought more or less is in order for you to get to where it is that you're going, or to get this new beginning, or for things to change, or for life to be different, it's this thought that I have to do this by myself. And I feel you guys more or less may have been working on something up until this point. So if we're talking about the latter part of 2023 in December, or just the latter part of the year, or the whole calendar year, it's like you guys have been working very hard towards something, but it's more or less in January. It's like seeing I'm not exactly where it is I want to be. So the first thought is I need to give up more things. I need to work harder. And I feel what the message is with this, just speaking specifically in the overall energy, I feel what the whole message is with this, Aries, is like if you think about working smarter as opposed to harder, I think if there were more minds or more hands on deck for what it is that you're trying to accomplish, you'd actually get there quicker than you doing what it feels like you guys are, looks like it is that you guys are about to do, which is to give up more stuff. So say hypothetically, if we're looking at it like okay, I don't know why I always use this example, but if you're like saving for a house, right? And you've worked hella hard this whole year to try to save money. When you look at your account now, your account isn't where it is that you want it to be. So your thought, and of course, no one would probably ask anyone for money, but it's like instead of like, going to the bank for a loan or borrowing, the $1,000 that you need for your down payment from like your parents or something, your thought is, let me go get a second job, right? Like you're already taxed out working 12 hours at one job, but as opposed to asking someone else for help, you're like, I'm just going to go get another job. But I feel if you guys were to ask for help from someone else, it would get you to where you're going quicker, and it would also take a lot of stress off of you. And I feel that's really the challenge, to see that. And in the bigger scheme, when we're looking at the Empress, why I say soft life and feminine energy, because the challenge for you guys is more or less to see that it's not like you're working against the grain. It's not that other people or life are against you, and like those people or situations or circumstances are what is preventing you from getting to your new beginning. The true issue is receiving. So it's like my Aries people are operating in masculine energy of doing, like, achieving, fighting, clawing tooth and nail. But there's never been like a backstep receptive energy, because of course, in order for us to have balance in our life, we have to, ebb and flow in and out of yin and yang cycles, right? We have the masculine active cycle, we have the feminine rest and receptivity cycle. And the challenge for you guys this month is to step into your soft era and step out of your villain era, right? I'm speaking Gen Z and I have no idea what I'm saying. Too old for this. Anyway, moving right along. But with this Empress card, it's more or less saying it's time for you guys to step into that soft era. So what that says to me is that in the ethers, there's things looming around that are for you, this new beginning that you're wanting. But however, in order for you to get it, you need to be in the energy signature of receptivity. If you're in the energy signature of, action and, achieving, you know what I'm saying? You can end up passing right by it. So as crazy as that sounds, Aries, it's more or less like your overall theme and challenge for this month is recognizing the importance of help from other people and the Buddhist principle of doing nothing and accomplishing everything. Because I feel like you guys have done as much as you possibly can up to this point, and now it's just in the timeline for you to actually receive. But I could go even deeper into that because I do feel, because I want to get into you guys general energy or whatever, but my sneaking suspicion, Aries, is that this is something a lot deeper, where this is something you guys have grappled with for some time, where you guys in general have an issue with receiving. And I also feel it may be like a lifestyle type of thing, like having a mentality where, if I don't do it, no one else can. So it's not necessarily trusting people enough to leave things into other people's hands. So you've always been like the initiator, the fire starter, as the Aries are. So it's being in a passive, like receptivity kind of energy that's an unfamiliar type of thing. Like you're used to being the giver, not the receiver. But anywho, getting into you guys' central energy, the card that's representing you this month, well, I might be psychic or something. We have the Six of Pentacles. And of course, that's a card of balance. So that's exactly what I was saying here. How I was saying there's a balance between yin and yang cycles. I really feel like the goal for you guys in January is to cultivate balance, man. It's finding the middle road between the two extremes. So I can tell you clearly, especially with this Wands energy and your challenge, coming into this particular realm of reality, you guys have been doing a lot. Now it's time to really be in your beingness and receive, and like, give yourself the kudos of saying like, I've done enough, and allowing yourself to receive from others. Now your cards, your recent past. So coming into this moment, we have the Four of Pentacles, what's hovering over you, what's in your mind. We have the Two of Pentacles in the reverse, and your hidden influences. Oh my goodness. We have the Two of Wands. It's almost like if I turn it like that, you can see it better. Damn it. Look, I won't let this go. We have the Two of Wands in the reverse. One day I'm going to figure out how to point my camera at these cards. I mean, if you care. Do y'all even care? Anywho, moving forward. Oh, I like those. We have the Ten of Cuppies. We have the Ten of Cuppies moving forward into your near future. So here's the thing. I do feel like this is like a crossroads transformational point for you guys in January. Coming out of the latter part of December in 2023 with the Four of Pentacles. And I explained this to someone else. I don't know if it was who was before you. I think I did Cancer before you guys. But with the Four of Pentacles, I always talk about the heart chakra and the crown chakra, and how that intricately relates to a lack mentality. So more or less, this is what I have. I'm terrified to lose what it is that I have, because if I lose this, I'll have nothing. So our energy ends up becoming about protecting this particular thing, and that stagnates us. You know what I'm saying? How that would look in transit Aries would be, say hypothetically, if you bought a house, right? The thought is I need to work because I can't be broke. I don't want to be broke. It's like if something breaks in my house, I need to make sure that I got money in the bank to do it. So it's like you're constantly in this acquisition stage of, doing this. You know what I'm saying? Acquiring things. That's a very masculine energy. But the thing that is influencing this is fear, right? So that's really what's in control. It's a fear of losing what it is that you have. So that past energy, right, of something that you experienced past tense, right, that's what's driving you to do, but it's never enough. It's like when you accomplish one goal, that one goal multiplies into more. So it's like you're constantly always in this state of achieving things. Now, where this relates to our chakra system is whenever we're in Four of Pentacles energy, we start to die and stagnate, right? Anything that's on planet Earth that stays in a particular state, you start to die off. It's like your energy becomes more and more matter. It becomes more darker. It becomes more stagnant, right? So that slows down our heart chakra, which is the chakra that's balancing the rest of them. So our three higher chakras and our three lower chakras, our earthly chakras, our ethereal chakras, right? The heart space is the one that keeps things balanced. Now, mind you, this is like a warning, because this Four of Pentacles is going straight into the energy that's representing you guys in January, which is the Six of Pentacles. And the Six of Pentacles is all about balance, receptivity, give and take, meaning that yin yang cycle I was talking about, right? So there's some time spent in the action, doing, acquiring, but there also has to be an equal amount of time that's spent in that receptivity. If you're the one who's always giving, there's supposed to be a time for you to receive as well, right? Otherwise, things are going to be off kilter. And I feel what's off kilter is that what you guys are aspiring to, it's not coming to fruition. Now, with that heart chakra being off balance, that ultimately affects our crown chakra, which ultimately cuts off our connection from spirit, right? So if we look at our root chakra, we end up being ungrounded because, your chakras are either going to be overactive or underactive. You're going to be either ungrounded, you know what I'm saying? Or it's like you're going to be too grounded, like too practical. And a lot of times that happens because of this, that crown chakra being cut off. So it's like any intuitive guidance that we're getting, we're not dreaming. Or when we do have dreams, we're like, it means nothing. It's just a stupid dream because I ate Thai before bed last night. You know what I'm saying? And it throws things off kilter. And a lot of times it just ends up getting us trapped and locked in sensory consciousness where we're only following logic. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not balanced by that feminine energy, right? And with this Two of Pentacles in the reverse, being in you guys' headspace, that's saying the same thing. There's a decision that needs to be made, right? Because I feel like you guys are too much on one side of the Likert scale. The decision that needs to be made is not to just, go all the way to the other side and just like being straight feminine passive energy, but it's electing to make the decision that as you move forward, to move forward with balance. Because I feel the only reason why you guys are stuck and you're not seeing what it is that you're desiring is because spirit refuses to allow you to move forward into this nest. Blah, blah, blah. I cannot freaking talk. Spirit is refusing to allow you guys to move forward into this new cycle in your life unbalanced because it wouldn't be fair to you. You know what I'm saying? Because we'd end up sabotaging it, right? Because we're not approaching it with the right energy. You know what I'm saying? And what's in this unseen energy with this Two of Wands in the reverse, it's still speaking back to the same thing with this Two of Pentacles in the reverse. It's the fact that you guys need to make a decision to leave something behind. It's like you guys have the opportunity to have your dreams come true, your wishes come true, have, whatever it is that you want, whatever it is that you're hoping for. And honestly, with this 10 of Pentacles moving forward for you guys, did I say 10 of Pentacles? I mean 10 of Cups. With this 10 of Cups being present, moving forward for you guys, I don't like, for some of you, I feel like the issue you guys are dealing with is one particular thing, but the deeper issue of what's happening in your life, it's not really related to this one particular thing. That's just kind of like a representation of something deeper that's been happening with you guys for some time. And it's this lack of balance, and it's very much related to the past. And I'm seeing that with this Two of Wands. It's like there is something from you guys past, even if it's something like I was saying, a lack mentality. If you grew up not having a lot of money and your biggest fear is ending up broke, you know what I'm saying? Like you grew up as a child. If you got your heart broken before, and the last thing that you want to ever experience again is heartbreak, that is a limiting belief, and it is limiting what's possible for you, right? If it's you getting backstabbed and betrayed by a friend, or you had a shitty family and you got the mentality that ain't nobody ever gonna help me out. If I want something done, it's just got to be me. That is a limiting belief, and limiting beliefs always lead to self-sabotage. There's literally no way around it. We can't speak in absolute statements because one person cheated on you doesn't mean all people are cheaters. If your family sucked, that doesn't mean that every single person that you meet for the rest of your life is going to suck too. You know what I'm saying? And I know that that's difficult because a lot of times in my work, things I hear people say a lot is like, if my mom or my dad didn't love me, or if I couldn't trust my parents, how could I ever trust anyone else? You know what I mean? How could it ever be possible? Like if I can't trust my own parents, or my own parents didn't love me, how could I ever expect another person who's not even blood related to me to love me? Or how could I ever trust someone like that? And I understand the rationale behind it, but it's flawed thinking because we're not thinking about the individual. Yes, granted, you share DNA with these people, but it doesn't necessarily make them good people. You know what I'm saying? When you give birth to a child, or, you gave the seed for a child, I don't know what they call it when dudes fathered a child, I guess would be the proper term for it. But just because like you have kids doesn't mean that you're not a screwed up individual or that that automatically turns a light switch on where you're suddenly capable of emotional availability and love. It's not like that for everyone. So the issue is not really so much with you, it's with those particular people. Why am I talking so much about parents? I have no idea. I don't know your life, Aries. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, just because your parents or your ex-partner or whoever it is, just because they are the way that they are, that doesn't mean that every single person in the world is like that. And to believe that is to deny yourself, right? It would be sacrificing happiness. You know what I'm saying? And I can see with this 10 of cups being here, you guys do want to be fulfilled. You guys do want to be content with your life and, your present, your future, like all of the things. But in order to have that, you have to recognize how it is that you're still holding on to something or some things that happened to you past tense, and how that's acting as a ball and chain that is literally connecting you to your past. You know what I'm saying? And how that will continuously be created in the present, because that limiting belief is causing you to not fraternize with things that, or paths, if you will, that will get you to the destination that you want to get to. Or it's not allowing you to ask for help when you need it. It's not allowing you to open up yourself or your life to other people, which could entirely like change your path and lead you to this 10 of cups. So the whole premise of this month for my Aries is for you guys to come to a place of balance, to where you open up your heart again, open up your life again, and start allowing people in again. Because being closed off, you're never going to get what it is that you're desiring, right? You can delude yourself. Because I mean, dude, I'm trying not to get too much into science, because y'all know this when I get all talky. But I'm trying not to get into too much of the science and psychology of this. But as much as people try to argue this, like, human beings are communal creatures. Like, I am a morbid freaking introvert, right? Like, my people meter is very low, right? People mistake me for an extrovert all the time, but no, I love sitting in silence and being alone. It is amazing to me, borderlining on orgasmic, right? But at the same time, it's like I still need to people, right? I like fraternizing from time to time, because no human being is an island, right? So we can delude ourselves into believing that, like, oh, I don't like people, I hate people, people suck, like, eh. Like, we can tell ourselves that, but all of that is just a defense mechanism, because in reality, you're just terrified to let people close to you. And I think that it's time for that to be confronted. And if you're going to surrender anything or sacrifice anything this month, it needs to be that limiting belief, because that's literally what's keeping you. And this is reminding me, I got so much flack for this. I don't care. Be mad. I don't give a shit. I'm literally remembering a soul session that I did like in 2020, 2021. And it was a message very similar to this for Aries. And I got so much flack for this. How you gonna tell me to trust people when I've been fucked over by every single person in my life? And it's like, if you feel that way, then, just be alone forever. You know what I'm saying? But you have to take chances in life. And if, I don't know, I personally don't think that like, I've been disappointed by lots of humans, and humans can be very disappointing. Let's just be honest, right? But at the same time, if you're not 1,000% invested into something, I really don't see what the risk is. Like, to make a new friend, and I mean, the person doesn't have your social security number. You didn't leave them in your house alone for them to like rob you blind and, steal your credit cards and stuff. It's like, to get to know a person is not the worst thing. Cause I mean, all people are not shit people. Like, I know too many amazing people. And I think about all the amazing people that I know, whether it's like my coworkers, my staff, my friends, my members. Like, I couldn't fathom like missing out on knowing all of these dope people just because I was terrified by some shit human from my past. And of course, I know it's easier said than done, and it takes time to kind of transition into it. But I think at least just considering it, Aries, because that fulfillment that you're looking for, I think you've tried to tell yourself up until now that you can achieve that somehow, just, being alone. You know what I'm saying? And as a person who, really enjoys being alone, enjoying your time is imperative. But at the same time, there's an imbalance here. Like, you have to start allowing people in. I'm not going to say have. It would behoove you to start allowing people in. But I mean, you don't have to tell people all your business and, have them all in your dirty laundry and things. You know what I'm saying? It's just, start fraternizing a little. But anywho, that's been your soul session for January. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I'm not going to tell you to be nice. You can be mean if you want to. I don't really care. But I'll see you guys sooner than later. And by sooner than later, it's going to be in, the next reading. So I'm going to awkwardly turn my camera off, but know that I love your freaking face. You know what I'm saying?